the Democrat Party is having former directors of the CIA speak at the DNC just minutes before Kamala Harris, Leon Panetta, and then Dick Cheney coming out saying Donald Trump is the most dangerous person in the history of the country. That's an exact quote, by the way. Okay. I think we'd agree that's a little bit...
No, actually, I do agree with that quote.
Oh, you think Donald Trump's the most dangerous person in the history of the country?
Completely.
What's up, YouTube? Hope you guys are feeling good. My name is Elaru, and today I'm back with a new video I'll check out with you guys. This is called Charlie Kirk Tears Apart Trump Hater. You know, I love the way the guy goes all out for Trump. But let's see what this is all about. Now goes to talk less and react more. Let's check this out.
College campuses used to be the anti-war home of America, and now the Democrat Party is having former directors of the CIA speak at the DNC just minutes before Kamala Harris, Leon Panetta, and then Dick Cheney coming out saying Donald Trump is the most dangerous person in the history of the country. That's an exact quote, by the way.
Okay.
I think we'd agree that's a little bit...
No, actually, I do agree with that quote.
Oh, you think Donald Trump's the most dangerous person in the history of the country?
Completely. I believe the way that he tried to go across and completely erase our democratic process. They did multiple investigations. So it was a very Trump-oriented Supreme Court at the time. If there's one thing Trump's good at, it's putting courts in justice. Okay. And he had a lot of those guys in power, and they still didn't even accept the case. Mike Pence, luckily, Trump almost did it. He almost overturned the election for his favor. But that was that's completely undemocratic and the most un-American thing I've seen in my lifetime.
Okay, in the spirit of not like engaging in hyperbole, so you think Trump is a greater threat to the country than like Timothy McVeigh, who did the Oklahoma City bombing?
No. I mean,
okay. I just want to make sure that you're not.
Let me rephrase.
I'm trying to give you a chance
to rephrase that. To rephrase that, I'm gonna say politician, person in power.
Timothy McVeigh didn't do the Oklahoma City. Someone said, okay, politicians in power. So more so than Jefferson Davis, who led the Confederacy.
Modern politicians in power.
Modern, all right,
people alive.
Fair enough.
You can keep trying to divert it, but I'm talking about right now.
Okay, we're closing the window a little bit, but that's okay. I'm glad that we are. So more so than George W. Bush, who launched 2 illegal wars and killed thousands of Americans and millions of Iraqis.
Well,
I just want to be clear. The moral
personal
standard,
effect, the Constitution, in my eyes, almost got completely overturned. By Trump.
Okay, so I just want to make sure that we're dealing in the same
democratic process. Okay. Yeah, we are dealing in the same planet. Yeah, I was there. I saw all that happen.
You were there on January 6th? Wow,
I was watching it on TV.
Okay, no, but I just want to be clear.
Good diversion.
I just want to be clear, though. You did ask about Dick Cheney, which I think is interesting.
We go back to Dick Cheney.
But no, with Donald Trump, it's fine. So how did he overturn or try to overturn the U.S. Constitution?
He did not win the election. And he claimed that he did, and he did everything in his power to stay in power.
Are you allowed to challenge results of an election?
Absolutely.
That's what he
did. Completely recounts of an election. That is a lawful challenge. They did that. He still, to this day, up until actually a few weeks ago, claimed that he should be president.
Right.
He also went up to the Capitol building.
Hold on. Whoa. First of all, he didn't go to. Pence, he did not go to the Capitol building.
No, he didn't. You're right. But if Mike Pence, you're right. I'm saying his supporters. You're right. Mike Pence,
which he told to go peacefully and patriotically go to the Capitol building.
They did not.
Well, some did actually.
Most did not. I did not see that.
Not most did. You know, there's only about 40 or 50 violent people out of 3,000 people on the day of January 6th. By the way,
that's not what I saw.
Who died on January 6th?
Trump supporter.
Yeah, only person who died was Ashley Babbitt, killed by Nancy Pelosi's bodyguard. A Trump supporter was murdered. Trump supporters didn't kill anyone. They were not. Wait a second.
But they were making threats, and they're charging the Capitol building.
No, I'm not defending the violence.
Okay, yeah.
But I want to be clear. What you think is the greatest threat to democracy of your lifetime is like 40 or 50 guys live action role playing as militia members. No. One that dressed like Chewbacca going on the Senate floor, thinking they're going to take over the U.S. government.
Whoa.
Meanwhile, you have a George W. Bush.
Downplay that.
Clear, though.
Somebody died. You just mentioned somebody died in that. It clearly got big enough to where somebody was killed.
What? Okay. Yes.
And also, I saw the videos. They're breaking windows. They're
yes. A bodyguard murdered a woman unnecessarily. And yes, I'm not.
She said, "Do not cross this door," and she got shot.
Wow, you think that's okay?
I hate to see that. Okay,
I appreciate the honesty.
I never.
Because she was an unarmed American veteran who was protesting something you disagree with, got a little ahead of herself, and she got the death penalty.
But they did make a strict order, and that was also our Capitol building.
No, well, fair enough, but
the police officers there too
it's
were
also her
constantly
Capitol
getting pushed
building
back.
too, just
Absolutely,
to be clear. Yeah,
absolutely.
So you shouldn't get the death penalty for
I like that you're being
protesting
clear.
an
I like that
election.
you're being clear. Absolutely.
But I just want to make sure, just so we're morally consistent. George W. Bush, who put thousands of American lives and died because of the Iraq-Afghanistan war, or Donald Trump, who 40 of his supporters went and broke some windows, and
Based off the threat to democracy, Donald Trump, way worse. Way worse.
What is democracy?
Our democratic process to elect a president. That is what I consider.
So, involving of which is to challenge election results?
Challenge election results, and then ultimately conceding an election when the investigations and the recounts have been done.
Well, they were actually ongoing. There were many cases that were continuing through the month of December. But to be clear, because you have to be consistent, Hillary Clinton still has not conceded she lost to Donald Trump. Is she also a threat to democracy?
No. Hillary Clinton showed up to Donald Trump's inauguration.
Hold on a second.
Concede. That is
she has never conceded. She said it was because of the Russians and he was an illegitimate president.
Now, no, the Russians did not influence the votes directly, but they were pumping in lots of false information to try to influence the election.
Man, you are so programmed by the Democrats. It's amazing. It's like, please try to have an independent thought somewhere. No, but I just want to be, just to be morally clear, that Donald Trump, on what he did on January 6th and what some of his supporters did breaking...
I thought you're supposed to be objective. You're not supposed to get like personal and try to like attack people up here.
I'm asking you to have a free, independent thought.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay, you're not. But just your standard is Donald Trump, the worst person ever. That's fine. Do you think he was a good president?
I think he was a terrible leader. Absolutely atrocious leader. Was the economy decent under Trump? It was good under Obama. I don't disagree with everything he did, but I think overall as a servant leader, not showing up to the inauguration, constantly flip-flopping on ideas, his rhetoric, and you can say, oh, just mean tweets. As a leader, you're responsible for that. That stuff trickles down to the American people and ultimately can have really adverse effects.
So let's just do a hypothetical. You have someone who you consider to be a bad leader, but the country was in a better place, or someone who pretends to be a good leader and the country's going to hell. Which decision would you make?
I'd pick a good leader.
And the country going to hell?
Not pretends. A good leader.
Do you think that would be Kamala Harris?
Under a good leader, the country's not going to hell.
Well, but okay, so let's say, do you think Kamala Harris is that good leader?
I think Kamala Harris is better than Donald Trump, so
I don't think they agreed with him though. See, I honestly don't understand the hatred for this particular man, Donald Trump. If he actually does all what Charlie says, if he actually did what all Charlie says he did, then he actually was a good leader. And with all the examples Charlie stated, he clearly isn't the most dangerous man in America. Okay, look at George Bush, for example, triggering 2 very irrelevant wars. And Donald Trump supporters who did violent protests, though wrong, but it has less adverse effects than what George Bush did. Now, this whole back and forth, as Charlie said, he was so programmed, but I actually love how he presented his facts. I mean, this is what I've been talking about. If you're going to push forward something, know what you're talking about. Don't make your opposition see the weak side. You can see that he was prepared for every question that he put forth. And I actually love the way this played out. I really don't know why few of the American people are so against this man, but I believe if he actually did good for the country, if the economy was good with him, if most things were good with him, typically every human being on the surface of this earth has their fault. I believe people should start seeing the good side more than the bad side and just give him his flowers. Please tell us what you think about this in the comment section. And please leave a thumbs up at the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe.